Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 26 minutes past 9 on Thursday night, back with a plethora of stuff for tomorrow. There's one for everybody in the audience. All kind of a mixture of stuff, but all with valid chances, I think. Today we had what? We got off to a good start again, which is always good. We have done that a lot in this month. The first winner, maybe a shade lucky, but I thought we were going all right. There was someone trying to convince me today that we hadn't a prayer going to the second last, when the favourite capsized. But I thought we were going all right at the time, and I think everyone on the bus would think that as well. Anyway, we can get £1 off them. It's not a great way to see a horse falling, but as it often happened, that was the other way around. First choice last night was Lorenemy, and I changed in. I thought the other one might have more capabilities starting off. The other one had way more experience. Should have stuck to my guns, and I didn't. Changed off it. And the other two had excuses. Wamelco, it wasn't far enough, and the one that won it wouldn't have it won if there was jumps in it, because it's not a great jumper. It's a bumper horse or a hurdle horse. And the other one then was Gandhi Maker. That was an unreal market altogether. That drifted out to 5-1, and the other stablemate was 11-10 before the off. And the next thing, they were nearly favourites, joint favourites at 2-1. Whatever was going on there, I don't know. And they were both from the same yard, and Coulter was on Gandhi Maker. But if he had jumped straight, he would have won. But he lost too many lengths jumping violently to the left, which didn't help the one that won it in the finish. But if he had jumped straight, I think he'd have won. Anyway, what can we do? I was looking there. I woke up with a black eye this morning. This one here. It was outrageous itchy during the night, and I was like if I was in the wars with Mike Tyson. But improving a bit today. So the weekend is coming, so hopefully we'll be flying fit again. Plethora of stuff, as I said, tomorrow. We have 2 bus horses. We have 4 altogether, but we have 2 that won last time out. We have 2 that won before for us that conditions suit tomorrow again. And then we have 2 each way shots at a tricky card at Cheltenham. The first race we look at is the 135 in Cheltenham. Conditional jockeys. A horse that won for us last time out, Afadil. But it hasn't ran in a while. This is it in 4th place as we pick it up. It's coming to the second last, I think, is it?
As his last 3 out in the opener. Trap Rain Law together there with Carroll's pass as they went over 3 from the end. Pulling up at the back of the field is Forcing Bull as Carroll's pass. She Likes the Lights and Trap Rain Law are the leading trio, approaching 2 out. Afadil trying to stay on, back in 4th. By the same tokens, also creeping into this green jacket there with a white cap. Then First Impression. That was 2 for the end. Trap Rain Law the grey, and She Likes the Lights the white and pink silks from Carroll's pass, and Afadil, who looks a big player on the run down towards the final hurdle. Trap Rain Law is in tight there, made a mess of it. Here comes Afadil to the near side, really finishing off the race strongly, and Afadil's hit the front now for Trap Rain Law. By the same token, running on well to grab second, but it's Afadil's race. Afadil under Harry Compton beats By the Same Token.
Won nicely that day. That had finished in the Boodles, wasn't it? Behind Jazzy Massey. It finished 8th. Then it had been second to its stable companion, who was a bigger price, Blue King Duro. That's out Saturday, I think. But it won that well. Now, it won first time out last year, so it goes well fresh. You'd imagine that Paul Nichols would have it fairly straight. There's all kinds of dangers. Teddy Blue started off, we were on him when he won, but it was a short price, wasn't it? Yeah, when it won first, it was money on the strength of its run behind First Street. That's no slouch either. So depending how is Gary Moore batting all right, 4 out of 29. But we have to stay with that Afadil, stay loyal to a horse that won for us last time out. We'll stick with the other one that won last time out for a minute, get it out of the way. It's a Wolverhampton, above all places. Street Kid. This is a Class 2. It's a decent race. Class Street Kid. I think he was 8-1. That was the 8th of September. Hasn't been seen since. But he done it well that day. The reason I picked him, I was saying 7 furlongs. It just back from a mile, 7 furlongs. This is him out in front.
Manigordo is on his outer, and Riot is hustling through against the insider. Street Kid moves through to take over inside the 2 from Hugo Gregory. Nose Bandit Diamond on the hill is banged there. Persuasion Pink Cap is pulled out. Siam Fox White Sleeves running up against the fence. Street Kid in front. Diamond on the hill challenging as they come deep inside the furlong. Persuasion is still closing down the centre. Canoodledom, Metabolt flying home from the rear. It's going to be another finish ahead. Street Kid, can he hold on? Street Kid by a dwindling margin.
Yeah, the shouting on the bus held him on that day. He has won on the Goo as well. 10 runs, 2 wins and 4 places. So, and he's won twice at Wolverhampton, rated 83 and 86. And he's only 91 now. There's an interesting horse there, an outsider. It's only his 2nd lifetime run on the Goo. It's Percy's Lad. There's a big price there. If you look at it, he was 7th in the Buckingham Palace and Good to Firm. That's the only time he had Good to Firm nearly in his lifetime. Good to soft, Good to soft, Good to Firm, that run. And the other time he was on Good was behind Boardman. He had 1 run on the Goo, which was at Kempton, and they ran him over mile 3 at the time. Clearly didn't stay, but he was behind Merchant Army. I wouldn't be surprised if that runs well tonight or tomorrow night at a price. The Kubler Yard, Astral Kings crowd, it's a good class race that. Actually documenting Met Street Kid last year. Who won this race last year? No corresponding race. There was, but they haven't it up. Anyway, we'll have to stay that, but he's an each way price there, because that's very competitive. He hasn't ran. Aratus has wind surgery. Tricky job, but we stay loyal to the one that won for us last time. 5-1, back him each way. Now, 2 more. 3:30 at Doncaster. Fast response. Loves heavy ground. Whatever happened the last day, I fancied him, but he didn't like Newmarket at all. I don't know what was it the track or what? But as you can see, when he's rated 102 now. But last April in a listed race, it was 2nd to Vadream. Vadream, sort of a Group 1, bordering a Group 1 horse. And it was way out of the figures at the time. It won in its previous 2 runs in Doncaster, and both were on heavy ground. Goes well on the Goo. That Mr. Musher Cody, that's 2nd favourite there, that hasn't ran on heavy ground. And I think if this turns up with his A game tomorrow, even though it has top weight, it should be very competitive at, it was 2-1 there earlier. I see. Well, let's see if there's any any change in price. It's drifted out a bit, hasn't it? 9 to 4, 11 to 4. So the money is coming from Mujal Cody. That's probably on account of the handicapping. She's carrying 9-12 there. Cody 8-9, big difference. But the other one then is, where are we? 7 o'clock Dundalk. Fundalk, off to Fundalk on a Friday. Bouttemont, done us a good turn. A great turn in Newcastle, Good Friday of 2022. 15th of April. Tipped it up at 14 to 1 and it won at 10 to 1. That was the day with 4 tips, 3 2-pointers and a pint treble and a 1 pint each way on a 14 to 1 shot that came in. We filled all kinds of wheelbarrows that day. But it was running in France at the time, came over, it won that race. But it was only, it was only 4 at that time. But it has improved. It won a listed race there in Sean T. And I looked at it was 56 seconds. It was out in front.
Well, up front it is Bouttemont. Perdika has dropped away as well, disappointing. And it's Bouttemont out in front. Christos Soumillon from Bernouilles, who's trying to challenge into second place. Then came Zudu Spirit and Tudo Ben, but it's Bouttemont out in
Bouttemont. The last year's ran was in the Prix de l'Abbé. And I actually, for a loyalty bet, I had a few pound to win. But I had more than a few pound to win on it. To place, but I got into all kinds of bother altogether, and got no run up the stretch. I finished actually. Was head up in there. You might be able to see it now, but we'll try and pick him out. He's on the rail.
Leading the way by a couple of lengths, and Perdika, Highfield Princess flies now.
There with the black
Highfield
hat.
Princess, and Highfield Princess has come through, and Highfield Princess gets up to win it. Close call second, Perdika in a photo with Rogue Lightning, who finished well.
And then the black hat and the white, but I got no run at all. It's a 3 to 1 shot there. I'd make that my nap of the day tomorrow. There's a horse there we're on the Goo as well. There's a horse in Dundalk, Fundalk on a Friday. Is Exquisite Acclaim. It's rated 67 now, and this is an apprentice race. But when it joined 67, it's only 4. When it joined Adrian McGuinness, it was rated 96. So that's down £30. Like, lost over 2 stone. That's right, Curly, lost 2 stones. But 2 nice runs to let him, and Adam McCaffrey, he's a good apprentice. He rides Dundalk well. That's, as a 4-year-old, an improver, and has drawn well. Good apprentice up. That should be very competitive tomorrow night. If it isn't, there's something wrong, like. But 4 places at 9 to 2. That's a solid back in each way job there, without a doubt. Now, less of that and more of this, I'm probably saying. Cheltenham. I found Cheltenham very difficult tomorrow because there's a lot of races and you can't tie in Irish form and English form this time of the year, or I can't anyway. I could be guessing or whatever. I'm guessing with these 2 races, but at least there's an angle for it. They're paying 5 places, and I see the green bookie is paying 6. The blue bookie is paying 5. But One True King at 14-1, I thought was an each way chance. Twisted Davis going all right. But this horse now is rated 122. But if you look at his back form, it won off 126. I know it's over only 2 mile, but it won 2 mile 7, rated 127. Won over 127 again. And that was the same race last year that was ran in again this year. But it went up there nearly up to the mid-30s. Sliding back down, water finds its own level. The last day it was, and it jumped all right, but it jumped a bit slow at one jump, and it got back in the 4th or 5th. That's it, second from the left with the white face.
On at the third last, jumped well, got away by a couple. Back in second place is Fixer Tool towards the far side. Fairfield Ferrata's coming into it. Then One True King and Killer Clown. Over the second last they go, and Found On is there, but he's only there by a length. Trying to come out of the pack again, One True King. Fairfield Ferrata's to the far side. Fixer Tool kept going, then Killer Clown. Over the last, Found On, brave in front, wanders to the far side, leads up by a couple to Fairfield Ferrata. One True King is next. Inside the final half, Found On being driven home here. She's finding plenty. Found On goes on to score. Fairfield Ferrata in second. One True King was next. Followed
2 more strides and it's up for second. But to stay now, the big danger in this race is it's an amateur jockeys, and you could be going all right, and some whore could fall in front of you and bring you down, or disrupt you, or dismantle you, or whatever. But there's a lot of question marks to be asked about a lot of them, and I thought being a younger horse that it might have an each way chance. When I seen 14-1, I thought it'd open up that with the rest of them, but it hasn't. Almazer Gard, I give up on him. Arctic Ambition, he won a couple of times for us over hurdles and over fences, but I think he's too highly handicapped. But if you get 14-1 on One True King, it'd be an each way bet. And in the 505, they're paying 5 places, I think, in this as well. Sam Thomas's yard is going well. He's on the favourite, Angel's Breath. I was looking at Rocky Man for the Skeltons. If he threw out 2 of his races and there was excuses for them, I'm going now, the good to soft, good in places ground. If you throw out the last run, it was over 3 mile, didn't stay. And throughout the third last run, it was soft ground, didn't like it, he was pulled up. He went off favourite in that race. But he won first time back last year. Goes well fresh. That was off 116. Second then to soft ground, went off favourite. The soft ground sort of against it, but he had a good run, then good to soft behind the Valde. And throughout the last run, he's 122. I think he came down a pound by Dr. Dino. Angel's Breath, the stable is going well, without a doubt. It's carrying top weight, and them owners don't have any bad nags. Hasn't ran since April. I wouldn't put anyone off having a few pound each way on that actually either. But Rocky Man, seen that he was 10-1 earlier, he's 8-1 there now. I was just looking at some of the comments there a while ago, and I didn't get a chance to answer them back. Welcome to the bus to Mark Hunter. I see Tony Hutton put up Zwicky, that one there earlier today, and Christina put up Why Not, and she's back with a bang. And a special word to Stephen Pitt. And I don't know if that's his full name or right name, Stephen Pitt, but he said his brother has developed cancer in a few parts of the body, Peter Fulcher, and that both of them have never missed a video since they joined when I had 600 subscribers or something. Now it's over 5,000. So I'm awful sorry to hear that. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but I intend possibly to go to Down Royal this year. So if you're up that neck of the woods, I can call or whatever, and anything we can do for you with your illness, give me a shout. So that's about it. I'll get this in the oven and bash the bookies over and out.